For the Green Building Council, we started the development of our Green Star Future Focus program in 2018, and it was such a journey with industry. We did workshops, collaborations, consultation, and what this led to was us launching a new rating tool, Green Star Buildings, the first of the Future Focus family in 2020. So for me, what I found really engaging was working with industry as we sought to look at the global goals and the global trends and check how do we read those trends and how do we translate them down to our market and ensure that we're ready for these items. And I think the hardest part with designing any rating process is we're really planning for the next decade, but it requires a lot of crystal ball gazing. Where will we all be and what will the future be? And so it's been really exciting to partner with industry to co-design that together. Since the launch of Green Star Buildings, it's really set the tone for industry. So what that's meant is we're immediately talking about highly efficient buildings powered by renewables that are fossil fuel free. We're very focused on designing that in from the beginning. There's been a whole new conversation in industry about bringing community development, that social engagement, right to the heart. And as we do all the critical areas on energy, water waste that we've always done, we've really been packaging those up into minimum standards and been talking about how do we embed procurement at scale for those critically important areas. So the thing that's been most exciting for me about this process is that it's really changed the tone of things. For the first buildings that we've been working with through this process, we call them the early access projects. They've been really engaged for how we set those new standards. So the thing that's exciting for me in this space is we're getting ready to work with industry to certify the first 6-star. So isn't that amazing? At the start of this, we said we're setting new world leadership and we don't know if anyone will get there. And that's where our early access program participants are going. So it's a very exciting time. When we look at the change that's driven in industry, there's kind of 3 key parts that it's done. It's changed the conversation on net zero in buildings, so highly efficient buildings powered by renewables, fossil fuel free. They're right at the front of the conversation. It's really changed that tone with industry. The other thing that's transitioned quite substantially is talking about putting community development, the UN Sustainable Development Goals, all that thinking right up the front and taking some of those early place-specific opportunities. The third part is taking all the important things we've always done on energy, water and waste, setting up minimum standards and seeking to scale those with procurement. So there's a couple of key pillars where it's really changed the conversation within our marketplace. The global environmental challenges have never been greater. We absolutely need to be driving for net zero in operation by 2030, and this is where the Future Focus series really positions itself. At the same time, climate change and resilience is so fundamental that we need to be bringing that forward, and the need for delivering the circular economy now, with buildings using approximately 50% of materials globally. So we've brought all of these key principles to the forefront and the focus on community. What we hear from industry is that this is where sustainable built environment needs to be over time, and we're absolutely seeing that with international partnerships like the Climate Bonds Initiative, recognising the net zero pathways in the new version of the tools for immediate financial certification. What that means is we're hitting the global goals now, but we need to leave space to have new visions for new leadership challenges, because the one thing we know is that with the critical environmental needs, things will change. It is so wonderful to speak to the partners in South Africa and the South African Green Building Council's broader partners in Africa. Look at the amazing work you're doing as one of the leading established green building councils in Africa, and our long-term partnership has been such a source of pride and joy for us. It's so wonderful to see you embarking this big consultation and partnership with your members as we take the built environment towards your global goals. If I was to look back on our journey, the thing that I would say is enjoy the time spent together designing the future, because that's what we do when we sit down through these processes, and I can't wait to see the results and continue working together into the future. Thank you.